So we are going to go anyway to reinforce a little with the slides, so that, well, obviously the new people will reinforce. People who are new can also write in the chat. Yeah, so we're going to talk about 110 Club today. Gentlemen of 110 Club, what is 110 Club? I am going to summarize it in 2 words, gentlemen, here, because it obviously tells us that it allows us users to generate a return on deposits. It is a deficit through an innovative model of atomic loans. Gentlemen, it is a bridge. It is a bridge. It is nothing more. We do not see any more logic to what already exists. And what it is a bridge that communicates us with the Venus protocol. It says it here, it communicates to us with the protocol that Venus point I, or it doesn't say it here. So it is that, gentlemen, we are not going to look for more logic, something that is already programmed, a logic that is written, and obviously it works 100% well, as it says, as I said just now. The video that we just saw is a bridge thanks to that. That is, they hold up club. About the bridge, which is the contract and Venus, there is nothing else to do there. There are no more addresses. There is nothing to invent. So that is 1TimeClub Club, a ready bridge. What does he offer us? Well, it offers us the possibility of generating returns on your deposits. Yes, on those on your connection plans. Well, you make a connection plan. We already make an interconnect with the Venus protocol. Yes, we are going to see the investment plans automatically and safely combining passive interest from the Venus protocol, with additional profits through the execution of atomic loans that take advantage of arbitrage and refinancing opportunities in real time, and many other operations that it also performs. In addition, it guarantees total transparency and traceability. That's important, gentlemen. Traceability of each operation through auditable smart contracts on the blockchain. Yes, automatically distributing profits in proportion to each user's participation, gentlemen, in proportion to the investment of each user. Ready for them to understand it that way, then offers us the connection plans. These are the plans that 1TimeClub Club offers us to be able to interconnect Venus protocol with 1TimeClub Club. Yeah, this is the front door. We are and adhere to these 4 connection plans. The first for 30 days, the second for 60 days, the third for 90 days, and the fourth for 120 days, gentlemen. Everyone, in all those terms, their money will be deposited, and obviously they have to wait that time for that initial investment to return to their wallet again. So in the first 30-day plan, it offers us 0.8%, which is 24% monthly. The 60-day plan offers us 1.9% daily. Yes, from Monday to Sunday, which 27% monthly. The 90-day one offers us 1.1% daily. Yes, from Monday to Sunday for 33% monthly. And the 120-day one that offers us 1.4% daily from Monday to Sunday for 42% monthly, gentlemen. Yeah, 95%. If I wouldn't go any further, we've already arrived. We are using between 90 days and 120 days. Many people, obviously, we are working, and I include myself, the 120-day one, which for me is the most profitable and is the one that allows us to quickly recover our investment, or our initial investment, gentlemen. What we want is that you can work calmly after 2 months and 10 days in the last plan. You can now work calmly. If you are judicious, make your daily withdrawal. You in 2 months and 10 days will recover your investment, and from then on you will work with the money of the system itself, with the profits. But you already know that you are already safeguarding your initial investment, gentlemen. We continue. Well, it says at the end of the plan, you receive your capital to withdraw or reinvest. So when those 120-90 days are over, your initial investment will be returned to you, and you will be able to withdraw it, or you will be able to continue participating, or what you want is your money and you are the one who makes the decisions that you are going to do with your money. Ready? Then no. 1TimeClub Club presents us with network commissions, presents us with 7 levels. in depth, where we can actively participate by inviting people who want to participate in the project. Yes, it is not mandatory, gentlemen. Large access is not mandatory. Here, no one forces them to do this structure or anything, those things. Can you work as a passive investor? A passive investor only makes his investment and chooses the connection plan that he likes the most. YY is going to receive daily your interest, which you will be able to withdraw daily. Also your interest every 24 hours. You can do this by making those withdrawals. So today they asked me why they didn't place the interest at once and didn't place it segmented. Gentlemen, it gives us forgiveness. It gives us the possibility that each one can withdraw at any time. There are times when needs arise. There are times when they present themselves to the emergency room and you have money there that cannot wait 24 hours. But you withdraw it, then you say go. Go gather the capital to be able to solve any inconvenience you have. Anything can happen, but if you don't want to wait 24 hours, nothing happens. Go look at how much you have and what you need, and you can do it. So the network commissions, madam, how many Inclu offers a 7 program? 7 levels of referrals designed to reward network expansion. First level, you are going to generate 18%. The first level on the profits of the aforementioned percentage on the profits, sir, is 18%. At the second level, it will offer you 9%. At the third level, 7%. At the fourth level, 4%. At the fifth level, 3%. At the sixth level, 2%. And at the seventh level, 1%, gentlemen. We are going to focus on these 7 levels. There are already people who already have a very large structure of 8, 9, 1, 0, 1, 2 or 3 levels. They already have a fairly broad structure, but obviously that money is not going to represent anything for us. We have to focus on the 7 levels. We are only going to see that global number in a global structure. In one, the money that accumulates globally from that of that entire network, including up to the 30 levels they may have. From there down, but obviously it is not going to count for referral payments only up to the 7th level. So we are going to focus on these 7 levels, and that everyone has the opportunity to develop their business, because obviously everyone has the right to their 7 levels. So that is clear, gentlemen. Until the 7th level, gentlemen, we continue. Oh, I forgot, sorry. When he even tells us he has a lock system, gentlemen, access to the levels depends on personal connection. Access to levels, sir, depends on personal connection. Yeah, so it tells us that the minimum personal connection has to be $50. For what? So that you start opening your referral line before following you to say, gentlemen, do not pass the referral link without you having invested. Initially, without having uncovered your 7 referral levels, do not go to A to pass your referral line. Yes. Why would they be in trouble? Because the structure can grow before you make the decision to invest, and you can already have 10, 12 people. All that is going to be lost, and if those people make investments, all that structure will go away. They will not get anything. They will be lost. So first $50, start making your structure, and there, yes, $50 liters of investment, and there, if they pass the link so that they can start making their first level structure, and as your structure advances, well, obviously you are also increasing your personal connection. That is what these locks mean. So it tells us that the first level $50, for the first level $100, obviously you uncover the first and second level, and $500 you uncover the third, the fourth level, and with $1,000 you uncover all the levels. You won't have to worry. Obviously all the little people are not going to have $1,000 to start, but well, make the effort, and that's why I start with 50, so that people don't get stuck. The structure. In the future, you can recover that structure with your $50, because you are already participating, and you have already opened the list of the level, so that you can start working. So let it be very clear, gentlemen, do not pass the referral link if you do not activate it first. It's that simple. Okay, so it says extra lock. Your personal connection defines your daily network commission charge limit. Ready. That's too clear. 1TimeClub offers us a play party. Obviously, no, it doesn't offer us the little game of roulette, which is optional. 1TimeClub is giving us that part so that we can participate in a recreational activity. Yes, but I have already realized that when people don't win, no, they fight in groups, they do everything, they don't win. No, if you want this is something playful, it is something optional. Anyone who wants games of chance can go to Las Vegas. You can go to Las Vegas and you can participate there. But here this is, apart from what the account contract is, ready for you to be clear. So once a user makes a 1% connection, of that value, it goes to the stock exchange. As soon as the stock exchange accumulates 50 USD of the 50 USD of 5,000 global dollars that have to be accumulated, and takes out 1% of the $5,000 that is accumulated, $5,000. 1% is taken out, and that gives 50%, and that's when we activate. The roulette wheel is activated. Obviously, we can visualize it when we enter 1TimeClub from our wallet. At the top right, it says roulette. If it is red, the little button is not activated. If it is green, obviously we can participate. All people who have a connection with 1TimeClub, whether they start with $10 that are not going to be a network, also have the possibility of participate in the roulette, gentlemen. Then the roulette is activated so that everyone who wants can participate for that prize. If they win the 50, they are sent distant to your equal that prize. Obviously, many people are already winning at roulette every day. It really is a beauty how people are happy because 1TimeClub complies, is doing things right, and makes the payment directly to the wallet. That award takes milliseconds, but it is well deserved. We are participating and we want people to interact, to have that dynamic with the 1TimeClub front end. Yes, participate. Look how it is right now. In any case, I try to show you in the end how to interact with 1TimeClub. For new people, as the bag can be filled many times a day, there can be several daily winners. There are only two important rules. The first, you can only play once for each draw. And the second, if you win, you will not be able to participate for 72 hours or 3 days. Gentlemen, if you win, then we have 72 hours of patience. And we participate again, but the award is well deserved. It really helps the little people who also want to advance or who have a minimum investment, since that helps them increase so that they start participating in the referral system. Yes, or failing that, they can also spend it. Is your money yours? No one is telling you anything. That's yours, and you already make the decision what to do. We keep going. Count Club, gentlemen. And this is very important, sir. This is very important. None of the companies that are in the market that are saying that they have one IPFS, that is not IPFS, gentlemen. That is not IPFS. I already heard it today, and that gives me that is not one IPFS. That is a connection between the scan times and the parameters they make, so that you can interact with ABC scan and can directly remove the BC scan. That's very different from one IPFC being stored on thousands of servers. No, that's not, no, it's not, no. We don't have a point of comparison. So for them to be clear, because they sell you the idea that this company also has IPFS. No, gentlemen, isn't it? Yes, then. IPF is emergency interface. So he says 1TimeClub has deployed an emergency interface, an interplanetary file system, a decentralized network of servers distributed around the world. This means that even if our main servers, that is the main page of 1TimeCook of 1TimeClub, goes down, we will see that it does not open for us, since obviously we have access to our funds. We have access through the emergency page provided by 1TimeClub. So emergency access saves this link, tells us to save this link, gentlemen. Once they can't access 1TimeClub, you can use the IPF decentralized interface to directly interact with the smart contract and manage your funds. If it is something spectacular, then here it gives us the address of the IPFS. Gentlemen, here we see that at this address that is down here, we are represented by IPFS.I, or that you can verify it. Gentlemen, you can verify it. Right now, I'm going to show you where the page is so that you can enter IPFS.I and verify the company with which 1TimeClub hires IPFS services worldwide. So here the nice thing about this is that we have the possibility of our front end or back office, whatever you want to call it, or structure. Store all information on thousands of servers and you have access in case of an emergency. I do get on that page. I recommend to leaders that when they are going to refer someone or want to form a community, they give them the two links, give them the referral link and give them the IPFS link so that they can have a headache later. At any time something can happen, you can pass a cloud fire. It does not open the page for them. There may be a drop, there may be congestion since they enter through the EPFC. What we don't want is for the leaders to be retouched with Demelin quickly. Why not? No, don't do it from the beginning, gentlemen. Avoid all those things. The leaders take their referral link and take their IPFSI link and keep them there ready. This is something very important, gentlemen. We continue. Property renounce. Obviously, this is very verified, very true, gentlemen. We are going to see it step by step. Obviously, the role of administrator is what worries us in this type of contract. Every day, we are dealing with contracts and they are all waived, they are all revoked, but obviously, you have to check it. One thing is what he says. Sometimes Scani says that, well, give up. Why give up? But one thing is a transaction hash that was executed. That's different. It's a hash where it stays. With 1.1 traceability, yes, but when you open a contract from another company, it says something else. Quit, but what? I can write it down, give up, but what will the hard transaction of that resignation show me? I want to see it. Yes, that's what I mean. What does it mean that the contract administrator role has been permanently relinquished? No one can modify the parameters of the contract, pause it, or make any administrative changes. What does this mean? No one can pause it, no one can change it. Can you change the plans? The contract operates autonomously, automatically, whatever you want to call it, forever. If the contract presents you and you won't present because you waive any modification, we can have a contract for a very long time. While if Venus is there, point I, or because this is this logic, it is just with that protocol. Ready? Can we look at more information? Well, visit 1TimeClub.com contracts that we are going to pass there. Ready? Here we have finished the theoretical part, gentlemen. I am going to minimize. No. Close this page since we have obviously already seen that and we are fully immersed. Now, where are you going to such a club? They go to the club page where we can find all the information then. Here I'm going to show you, gentlemen. Well, no. Before that, gentlemen, I'm going to show you, sorry, I'm closing this little window here. I'm going to show you the IPFAPF page. That point, well, so that they have it, so that we have it there as a present, that there is a backup page with which we are hiring, which is IPFS.io, so that they can see that it does exist and that it is not, no, it's not just a legend. Yes, so that you are clear, then we are going to open it, so it will take a little while. But, well, here we can see all the information. Here you can see it. Yes, yes, yes. If you like, you can inspect it. Anyway, here are several examples of IPFS. I'll show them to you too. Here you will see all the information about look, backdoor, public link for what? For decentralized sectors in one IPFS. He will always deal with decentralization, gentlemen. As simple as that. Here, he does not speak to you at any moment of decentralization. Everything is decentralized. Here we can see it for decentralization, decentralized. Here he does not name anything centralized. So we realize, gentlemen, that we have a page that was contracted by 1TimeClub.io for our IPFSO emergency page. seen then that I wanted to show you that it does exist, and on the other hand I also wanted to show you how one IPFS looks like globally, how I know how to interact with one IPFS, or how one PFS here shows us. Let's see if we can translate it into Spanish. And they tell us that, well, people also tell me that they cannot interact with wallets or dApps or those. I do want to tell you that you are too wrong, because the IPFS page encrypted with wallet here shows it to us. Look at wallet and dApps. Here it shows us that we can work 100% with that and that it is reality. And here we see the examples of the IPFS that are currently working. At this moment there are 20 IPFs, but let's see when I tell you 20 that I know. Within every one come thousands of servers, gentlemen, and we are here. Look first, IPFs point I, or that is in the United States. With this is that we are hiring our IPF or emergency page. Within this IPFS there are obviously hundreds, thousands of servers with all the 1TimeClub information. For what? So we can access without any problems. It is very difficult for one IPDF that, gentlemen, not even 50,000 hackers can reach to damage 1,000 servers. That is, they are going to have the peace of mind that the IPF is going to work for them. That I wanted to show you so that you could see that all this is real and that it exists, gentlemen. Then here it shows us 1TimeClub. At what time do we enter the smart contract? It tells us that the contract is verified, gentlemen. Yes, it is verified. Yes, it is verified. This line is from here. This code that 1TimeClub presents to us is verified in sometime scan. What happens is that you have to look for it. You don't have to get carried away by things. And bad language, gentlemen. Here it is verified. I'm going to show it to you, 1TimeClub, with this contract that is here, which is this, that I am underlining. Created 2 contracts so that you have it. Of course, there were 2 contracts, one for verification and one for operations. Is the operative the one that we are going to focus on? Later on, the operative, sir, in the operating contract, and how much he even tells us that he gives us this transaction hash, this tells us, look, gentlemen, here I leave you the hash so that they see that it is waived, but you have to go verify all this at the same time. Scan and tells us that the waiver function in roll by 32 roll address stone. What does this mean? Which obviously gives us a byte, which is a code, which is this by 32, but we are not going to decompile it, because people initially, when we started this project, no one knew what that was. But we are going to investigate, we are going to realize what that means. And this tells me that this is equal to this, that the admin role is equal to this by 32, but I have to know if that is real. Yes, but there are problems that decompile that by 32, and we're going to see it. So he tells me he was executed on November 23. There is the date practically at the moment that 1TimeClub began, because obviously the entrance contract is also renounced here. It is not that it was renounced days later. No, this is renounced from the beginning, gentlemen, so that you are clear. So 1TimeClub tells us that this whole operation equals this. What does this mean? Well, no one can pause, no one can modify, change. And the contract works autonomously. That's what this transaction app means, and we are going to find out here. Wanted also presents us, even its code, obviously it's code. Yes, there is nothing hidden in this code, gentlemen. Here it shows us, look, the programming shows us the levels that are uncovered with 50, 100, with 500. Here it shows us them. It is a very simple programming, gentlemen. Those who have solid knowledge and take it to the best. Solid programming decoders, and get out of the doubt so that you can see for yourself that this is a programming only of calls from the interface, yes, of calls to Venus, because I am also going to show you where it makes a cool refreshment so that you can call all the everything that I know, all the calls that we make in investing, in withdraw, collect commissions. We make all those calls through a code here that I'm going to show you. This is where we index all the information. Look, this is to index information when we write the name. Then we get the sponsor. This is pure programming of the interface we have on the front end. That every day we are manipulating them, gentlemen. Here he tells us about the plans. Look, here he tells us the plan 1 play to, and explains the plans to us. That's why I'm telling you that it's very simple programming. From here, there are no backdoors or anything. Forget about that. There's none of that here.
Yeah, no more interacting addresses here. So if someone told me that there was an address and I did stop the contract, but obviously everything has a happy ending, when one really checks this line of code and shows us that if there is indeed this address, and when there is an address in a contract, then we have to verify it. This is serious when you don't know where it comes from, because there may be backdoors here. If we don't verify it, then tell us about this. Look at the refresh pool and this look, but the controller
and the one who handles this refresh pool has a Venus control. Look here, makes a call, and we are going to see who it comes from. Thank you at this address 002H55. Gentlemen, record 0255, which is within the code. I need you to record it because we are going to go look at it. So we are going to go step by step. Then he tells me that it gives us that a transaction, house of the resignation, and well, I need to go check it. So I'm going to click here because it also gives us the possibility of going to the sometimes scan. Yes, it gives us the possibility of going to the sometimes scan and reviewing that transaction hash of the waiver. Gentlemen, then here, look here and send us to the hash. Look, this is a transaction action where he tells us that this gentleman has this wallet. This wallet you see here is the contract creating wallet. Gentlemen, is it the contract creating wallet? Yes, just to be clear, E26 is the creator and this is our operating contract, gentlemen. This is our operating contract. This is this. Yes, just to be clear. So she is telling you that the creator tells you and calls the function. She tells you, I make a call to this function, renounce a role on this contract. That is, I renounce. Everything that this contract does, I'm not going to interfere in the functions of this contract, and we are going to see these functions. What are the functions? These functions of investing, withdrawing, collecting commissions, having the roulette pay you. Then what is the contract creator telling you? I resign. Look, here he's telling you, I resign all your functions, gentlemen, and it's a hack. What is the transaction hack like? Well, because here we can see it. Look here, it tells you front. Since here front. From this direction, that is the creator, it has been. With A for who? For whom does this apply? For the creator contract, gentlemen. This is the 5D5, which is the one who interacts with us every day and gives me the verification check. That is, it tells me that this contract was a completed execution. Here I am showing it to you. It was a completed execution. This is not that they placed it on a page that says resign enroll. This already has a transaction behind it, gentlemen, so that you are clear. Yes, and don't let a story be put there on the street that they are telling you that you are not resigning yet. I am already showing it to you here in detail. On top of that, they give us here, the function is, look, they give us this yes, and what is that? The same thing that gives us, who gives us the only thing that gives us endurance? We are even tracing it. We are seeing that the function is in the sometimes scan and that they are executed here. Look, executed already has a chi of the sometimes scan and tells us that obviously we have to find out if the admin role is resigned. Yes, this address that we don't know because we don't know what it means is the admin role, because here it is telling me, look, 1TimeClub is telling me here and I need to believe 1TimeClub. Look, he's telling me this is the same as this. I need if this admin role is this. If it is not the same, gentlemen, the people who are scratching the screen there, please, I ask you for a little respect. I don't know what it would be. Who put it? I didn't go. No, it won't let me. It won't let me. Well, it won't let me. It won't let me remove it. Look, there they are scratching hurts people. How do they do that? No, I don't know. No, well, anyway, that's rude, sir. And the people who are doing that, if they want to know the Zoom, there's no problem.
Can we please block those laughing or disrupting?
No, it's just that, no, I can't block it. No, I don't get it to block it. I mean, I don't know who he is. So no, I don't know. But anyway.
Remove the option. Remove the option to share Blackboard. I want it on Slate. Remove the option.
I don't know, David. Are you out there, David?
Understood. Working on disabling the option now.
Okay, for now I'm with that because I can't get distracted and I need people to understand this. So gentlemen, here we have this and I want to know if this is
It says admin role. If this function says admin role, we seal the resignation completely. If they don't say it, gentlemen, well, obviously turn it off and let's go. So it took me the time to show you with this program that it is the one that K256, which is the one that compiles the language in Solidity, and it is going to tell us if this is the entry that I am going to give you here I am going to give you an entry, and here I have to get an exit. But what is the entry? The admin role, gentlemen, the admin is written like this in the Solidity language, but in all languages they are going to do it. They are going to see it like this role, admin role. This is how they are going to see it. And what comes out, gentlemen? Look here, this comes out on 211075, the C2175. How do I compare it? Well, obviously I go here and check C2175, how I compare it in 1TimeClub. Well, I stop here and I go to 1TimeClub and look at it. C2163. Yes, everything agrees with me, everything traces me. There is a traceability that yes, there is a waiver with a transaction hash. Gentlemen, that's what I wanted to show you. So we're going to close here, we're going to close here, and we're going here to look at the next direction. Obviously the next direction. What's the operator contract, Mr. Este? So I'm going to click on this contract. I'm going to click on it to go see what functions the created contract has. The operator contract. Sorry, the operator contract, yes. So here it shows me on the BC scan on 5 out of 5. Here we have it on 5 out of 5, gentlemen. Here we have it on 5 out of 5. Look at it. This is the contract with which we trade every day in our wallet, and tells us that the creator contract, who is this? Look at this creative contract, L20 and 6. But before I look at the function of 5 of 5B5, which is the operating contract, I'm going to look at what happens to the creative contract. I want us to look at this, gentlemen, and I want to show you where our code is verified, which is in 1TimeClub. Yes, and here it tells us, gentlemen, that here there were, look to L26, here I am pointing out L26 created, which the 5B5, which is this. So here the 5 is 5, and believe me, this one that says B20 delegator, yes, but where do I get that code? Look at this B20 delegator. Well, of course, gentlemen, if here I get in here, hold on club, and I'm going here to the contract here, look at this contract, look at it here, makes the call, look at it. And no one has noticed that. No one noticed that because they think this is a code. No, this is a contract. Here he's calling him and I'm showing him, look at the delegator. So I was curious when I saw the delegator here, and I said, well, and this delegator, then let's look at what the delegator is, because I want you to really see the whole thing step by step so that you see, because here you cannot spend in vain. So you tell us what that contract is for? Verified, right? Look, here is the contract verification chat chip. But which contract is this? Look, we're going to look at it. Let's wait for it to load. Look at it. Here is the contract that is in 1TimeClub. Look at it. Look at it. Operation role here. He talks to us to see what else. Look, here are the plans. It's the same. It's the same contract that is in 1TimeClub, so that you can see that it is verified, and that's why they put it there. Yes, here, look, here he tells us about the indexed ones that I told you about. Here he tells us about roulette. Look here, sorry, here over here, so that you can see that it is the same. Look, here are the plans, the plan, Google plan try, that's all here. So it is verified where and when they are. Gentlemen, this contract is verified so that you are clear. Yes, then I'm back. I'm going to come back at 5 out of 5 and let's look at the functions. Let's look at the functions, gentlemen. We are on the 26th. We have already reviewed it and we are going to 5 out of 5. Look at him. Here's the 5 of 5, gentlemen. And we look at who he interacts with. So we go down a little and see that these are the functions that the 5 out of 5 contract has. Look, Roy Kreis, withdraw all. Here are, look, withdraw referrals. I pass you from all the pages and everything is the same. Everything is the same. Gentlemen, there are no more functions. That's what it is. The 5 is 5. There is no more, nothing that he can do. It's a bridge. It's the bridge. That's why I'm seeing it. It is only a bridge that supplies the investment. Here, look with this function that says index there and there. With that, it makes the bridge. And then what does it do? Pull back, pull back, pull back. There's nothing else to do. But those functions don't do inside Venus, gentlemen. That doesn't do inside Venus. Forget it and get it out of your head. That does it with a contract Venus made. Venus made a contract, and that contract, we are already going there. We are already going there so that you can see that this has no back doors, and here we are participating with that. Look, right now we are at 1,000. And David, we have reached $18,000. We have already reached 1,000. When we started giving these talks, I started them
And
discussed previously in the position that is with an investment of $220,000. When I started giving the talk, I was surprised because I'm watching the process. I'm watching the process, and we're already at $18,000. And for me, this is really very, very good. So that for the 5 out of 5 contract, there is not much to explain. That contract is only operational. I have already explained to you the functions that these are. Yes, to keep it in mind, let's look. I told you that there was an address here, this address, because obviously everything that is the address of 1TimeClub, everything that intervenes here has to be found out, sir. This cannot be eaten whole or anything like that. Look at this address that is here at 002H55 that I told you to record. Obviously, we are also going to let's look here. Yes, here I already have it in the BC scan. I'm going to open it. We're going to scrutinize it. We're going to see what's inside this. And then we're ruling out possible scripts, backdoors, all those pods. So you tell me, who does 055 belong to, gentlemen? Who does it belong to? Because it is in the equal 10 club code. Because it belongs to who? Look at this creator, this powerful one who is Venus. Look, Venus. And he also wants me to show you who Venus Financier is. Do you want me to show you that? Yeah, well, let's look at it. Let's look at who the financier of Venus is, because if we don't look at who is also behind all this, well, obviously we are not going to. No, we're not going to rule out the potential, are we? And the capacity to pay that this has, look, gentlemen, this powerful, well, look at the create, the finance, because this is financing, this is financing. Look, Binance House Wallet Binance is funding a lot of 1TimeClub stuff, Wanted Club stuff, not Venus stuff. I'm ready so that you know who is behind all this, and I'm following you here. I'm not just looking at him here until the end, because I can't do more. As far as he's gonna go, yes. So I'm already telling you, look at this contract, gentlemen. This is the son of Venus. That is, I am Venus, and I say I'm going to create 055 and use 055. Be in charge of collecting and inviting people to be liquidity providers. Use 055. I need you to pick me up. How much? 93,075 has been collected, 93,075, but this is not only from Guanta. I include, obviously, there are many companies here, many holders doing this. Yes, we are participating with how much? With 17,000. I already showed it to you with our contract, which is 55. Yes, then. Did the dad come in and say, well, that's it? Have you created the contract? You have already collected 93,000 from me with that contract, that you are going to work with me with that contract. But I need to know if really that 055, that contract that Venus created, well, obviously we as 1TimeClub are there, yes or no? Yes. Could it be yes or could it be a lie? It may be that the address 5 is 5, with which we interact every day, takes us into account as folders. That is the question that many ask themselves. Could it be that if it is our money is really reaching Venus itself? Well, let's check whether we are holder or not. It's that simple, because everything has wisdom. Yes, we're going to wait because this straw always takes a little longer to load, but hey, she finishes loading and I'll explain it to you. Wait a second for it to finish loading. Ready, gentlemen, it's loaded. So here we can realize here, we at Venus work with this currency, which is the BUSDT. Venus will always work with the BUSDT. Never internally, gentlemen, it will always work with this currency. Why? Because that's part of the Venus operation. Internally, those Venus handles three types of currencies internally, which are the XBS, the BAI, which is the BVI buy, and the BUSDT are the ones they operate with to make cradles, to make swaps, to make exchanges. Because Venus does that, gentlemen, and I'm going to tell you that here we are in that at all times scan, but it should not. That is all traceability of Venus. And how do I know? If I know that we are on Venus, then I go here and get all the information from the S scan and open the page. If I get a page here, part of it doesn't help me, Venus has to come out. Yes, here I have to go Venus, opening it from the time scan. I am already opening the traceability that Venus has in the time scan, and here it is opening the Venus page where I opened it from the time scan, gentlemen. That simple. Yes, let's wait for it to load so that you can see that we are working with who it is, and I'm not going to get tired of repeating it with Venus. Look at it. Here is its main page. There it is. And I opened it from where the time scan is ready. That's like informative mode. But what I want you to see here is really the contract that is here on the right hand side. This contract that is the one with which we are participating. On what? On Venus? Yes, Venus is one thing and the Venus contract is another. Keep that, of course, Venus has its global operations, and through this contract is that we are going to participate, or we are participating within who on Venus. And to know that, well, obviously we go here to holders. Gentlemen, participants, whatever you want to call investors. Well, who's Venus? So let's hope it charges to see what position we're in, whether we're in or not. That's what we're really interested in, that we're actually participating with the Venus protocol. So we wait for it to load. Here it has already loaded, and we look at the list of all the wallets and contracts that Euro 255 has, which is the one that receives all the money from us. And that's why we say that 1TimeClub is a bridge. There is no more. Are you guys seeing operations here from 1TimeClub inside Venus? No, what we do is provide liquidity, and the money arrives at which one? At 255. H, from there to there. Let Venus return our interest to us, because inside Venus, he does an infinite number of operations that people don't know about. They only recorded that Venus is loans, atomic loans. No, there are no other things they do inside, gentlemen. Maintaining impurity, farming, arbitration. If I tell you a number of things, then in this list, gentlemen, let's look. Let's really see if we're here. The 5 is 5, which is the contract of 1TimeClub as a holder. Let's check. Look at it, gentlemen. We're already in position 34. David, look where we are now.
And we're up. We were before 43, I think it was, and before 40.
And 243, here we go. What about 1,000? $18,000. Here we are within Venus as holder, gentlemen, like holder, with this degree of participation, and we have been in 34th place in 3 days. I come back and tell you, and we will already be, thanks to that number 34, and we will already be over there in the 30 or in the 29 more or less, and we are participating in BAS with 39 million basets, gentlemen. So we are like holder. We're on Venus. Look at him. Here he is on Venus, and where are we? How? What? As a holder, they should not be deceived that we are not, and that the contract is not participating, and that it is only saving. the people's investments. That's so that they really understand that we are now participating in the main pool. I love you. I'm going to enter obviously through Arkham Intelligent, and I'm going to show you about where we are. I'm going to open this one too. I hope you'll let me open it. This is your 55H. I'm going to open them all. I'm going to burn them all so that they can also load, because here, well, obviously ready. It's already loading. Let's see what this one is. Which one opens us first? To carry out verifications, because everything can be verified both here and in how to verify. Everything is verifiable. Everything is verifiable. So I'm from here looking on Venus. On Venus, the Venus protocol itself, gentlemen, its own. So I'm going to see if I'm a counterpart here in the counterparts. Obviously, I want to see if we're there or not. It may vary because there may be companies that do not have theirs and it does not appear, but we are here. We have already shown it in previous videos. Yes, it may happen that there are companies that are investing more and our position is going down or it is going up. Yes, that is dependent. Ready. So here we are obviously going to look at it in 1 hour to see how much we are. If there is the 5D5 participating, where in the exchange we are in the exchange itself, in the big one. I hadn't checked it yesterday. We checked it. It was right there.
That's right, sir.
Let's look here, but there.
There it is. There it is. There it must be. More than what is being done, a lot is being done with participation, and we have heard where to talk.
Look at it, gentlemen. I'm happy when I see it here. Look at it on the 5th. Look at it, gentlemen, please. And where am I? I'm not in the look. I'm not in the one who receives the contract. Look where I am. Look at the figures, sir. I'm in the 1,000,000,001 Venus herself, and she's telling me here, I'm on the other side. Yes, sir. Look at me here. This one holds up. One humetidito. Thank my God. This one is here. Look at it. Is there any objection, gentlemen? Please tell me if there are any questions about this. If not, if you believe this is not real now. I'm done with this because there's nothing else to explain to you, gentlemen. It's just that when it's a bridge, this is very simple. Yes, this has nothing to explain to you, gentlemen. I was only going to do something interactive with the wallet so that people know about the wallet. And right now, we start the questions. Start your questions because I want you to ask yes. So I had opened it before, and this is like the back end of when we open the cell phone and when we already have everyone participating, gentlemen. So what does Venus offer us here? This is already interactive. We connect the wallet. Obviously, your connection here gives us the link of the aforementioned gentleman. I don't open it because otherwise it will be loaded into me. Does it give you a click? And it already gives you your referral link here. It gives you your profile, your name, and the person who invited you. Our roulette, what the little red button explained to you is
And when it's green, well, obviously, we participate.